This was, I got this from somebody who said, it's a TV. No, I got this from somebody who said, the light comes on, but it won't turn on, and it seems to be the main board, but I've fitted into the main board, and it still isn't working. And I will include the spare mainboard because surely one of them's got to work and it's no use anyway to this person. On a previous TV I did a power up thing and there was a fizzy bang pop, so I don't know whether that's a good or a bad thing. That's a bad thing because we're not looking at the back. If the front fizzy bang pops, then I'm going to be covered in a million shards of razor sharp tiny glass fragments. I don't want that. If it explodes from the back, we're not going to see it. Flicking the switch now. Have a red light. Have a red light turn into a white light. Have a red light have no light. I think I know what this is. I don't think this is a main board. You know how it's always the capacitors except it's never the capacitors? I'm going to suspect that's a power fault. And power board on something of this, because I think this is about a 2012, power board could well mean capacitor. I have to wrestle it around, get it off the stand, put it face down and pop the back off. And that is the back off, and the inside's revealed. Again, I should say do not do what I do. I am an idiot. There could be death within here. YouTube makes me say that, but even if YouTube did not make me say that, I would still be saying it because this is fucking dangerous, okay? So be very careful. If you are at all inspired to do what I am doing, just take safety precautions or go somewhere that knows what they're doing. You take your life in your hands when you do this because we have a dotted line. The dotted line goes, well, I see dots there. Oh, and then it goes across there. This side, death. This side, unpleasant tingle. Be extremely careful. Unlike me, because I'm now just going to wave my hand around here. Looking at this, nothing is obviously blown up. Nothing is obviously swollen. Nothing is evidently, which is the word I was about to use, or trying to use. Nothing is evidently leaping out at me. But it still is behaving like capacitors. I have a power board which has pretty much new capacitors of the same rating as those. This was from a Phuxxed. I fixed the fault I bought it thinking it had, and then I discovered another fault anyway. Because this board is not the same as this board, but has the same capacitors on the main Here Be Dragon's Death side, I'm going to pop the Dragon Death capacitors out, and I'm going to replace them with the kind of almost new ones from that board. And then maybe I'll recapacitor my throat as well, because I don't know what's gone wrong with it. But I don't have many alternatives. A new board, I can get a board for about £22 in a couple of days' time, allegedly. I just feel like I'm cheating if all I do is go, here's how you take the back off a TV, you throw that bit away and you put a new bit on. I really want to do something a little bit more involved as a fix, but maybe I'll just end up buying a new board. There are the replacement capacitors. Not the easiest thing to do purely because I kind of bent the legs not perfectly when putting them on the other board. They got a bit more bent taking them off and then a bit more bent again putting them on this one, feeding them through the holes. Much easier if I'd used new capacitors, but at this time of night I can't get new capacitors. This is me plugging it in. This is me with great trepidation hitting the power switch on the socket. You'll see the explosion better than me because I'm standing back. Okay, there was no explosion. I'm now going to turn it off at the socket. No explosion is a good explosion. I'm going to put the things back in. I don't want to blow. Well, I have a spare mainboard, I suppose. It's not the end of the world if that blows up. These came out of here somewhere. Where did they come out of? I'm just trying to put them back from where they came. Help, where does this one go? It doesn't seem to... Oh, it fits in there. It didn't want to fit in there. That is all of the cables. Like I say, I have a spare mainboard. I guess what I don't want to do... Well, the screen's protected because if I blow this bit up, there's still another bit there to blow up before it blows the screen up. I'm not going to worry about that. I'd rather not blow the LEDs up, though. Look. Click. Oh... Is it doing the same? Okay, it did the same. So it's not those capacitors. Damn it! Scavenging capacitors off another board has not fixed this. There is my multimeter. There is one end of it attempting to find ground. I don't know how good that's going to be. And here is a TV board that is plugged in and very dangerous. And over here, oh, I better bring you over here actually. Over here is where power comes out, and I'm going to stick this and see if anything happens there. I'll try to do it without anything exploding. Right, nothing's happening there, but I don't think you get voltage. Ah, I said, well, there's 12 volts. What's the first one supposed to be? Oh, the first one's no connection. There's a handy thing here to tell me. So I'm not expecting power there, and I didn't get any. I'm expecting power there. I'm expecting 12 volts there, and I have 12 volts there. I'm expecting 12 volts there. I have 12 volts there. What's the next one I'm expecting? 12 volts. So nothing, 12, 12, 12. What's coming up next is ground, so that shouldn't give me anything. So the next two are grounds, and then I have 3.5. So ground, ground, 3.5. 3.5. 3.5. Okay, 24. So we're getting 24 volts of power on, and then this, allegedly, I think this goes to 24 volts when it's turned on. Have we got a power switch on this? Oh, it's all buttons on the front, isn't it, on a stupid touch thing. I really don't understand, and right now you're just watching somebody's hands flail around whilst hearing their voice go, I don't understand. So I think I'm just going to go away and order some bits and fit them and come back, or come back and fit them. I don't know which order it's going to be. I'm going for the spontaneous approach right now. Well, the new power board arrived. It took a couple of days longer than I was really hoping for, but never mind, at least it's here. I screwed it in off camera because I kind of thought, do you really want to spend time watching somebody screw a board? And if you do want to see somebody screwing a board, if that is your favourite way of spending time, other websites are available. It is in, it is plugged in, it is all ready to go. It is time to, well, it isn't plugged in there. These are all plugged in. The big three-prongy mainly plug is, we have 3-pin plugs in the UK, is not plugged in. I'm going to plug it in. I'm going to plug it in, I'm going to cross my fingers, I'm going to flick a switch, and I'm either going to cheer or cry. Here we go. This has come from somebody that assures me it works, so the other one, I don't know why. I don't know, the capacitors, the voltages seemed okay. But, you know, it's got to be power, right? Because the guy had changed the mainboard. That board there, whoa, that board there is a replacement board, and actually, yeah, there we go. The guy gave me the old board, so it can't be the main board, and it's not the main board because it's going. I can't. Oh, I can't. I can't. Oh, I can't. So it has to be the power board. It has to be red, white. Oh, bugger! This is not the board you saw earlier. Well, it is. It's the board I waved around earlier. It is not the board that was fitted earlier. This is the original allegedly faulty board. Now, I plugged it in and I got the same no, I can't. I got the same crap. So what I did, when I was still getting the same problems, I googled it, or you could go duck. But I searched and found very, very little for this model number. I then cross-referenced the part number of the board, found marginally more information on just LG TVs in general around this era, similar to this one, where people said, put the board in the oven, do it half an hour at 230 and then maybe another 15 minutes per 100 grams until it's golden brown. I don't really want to do that. Bits are gonna set on fire, bits are going to melt, bits are going to fall off. Lots of people did say, I put my board in the oven and bits burned and fell off. I'm like, yeah, that's how my cooking comes out. I don't want my TV to do the same. Then I saw somebody say, I had great success with a hairdryer, and I thought, getting a more voluminous do is not what I'm looking for here. Then I remembered, I've got a hot air blowy thing, haven't I? Which I can't really get the camera set up to show. So I'm now telling, not showing, which is a cardinal sin of video, but it's all I can do. I do apologise. Okay, nothing exploded. Open them. What's that light doing? You can't see. Can I see? Can I show you? It's white. I think we've had the... Bloody hell. That's staying on, but that's not why I've gone bloody hell. The fact that it hasn't gone red and fade is not why I'm bloody helling. I can see something I don't think you can on the camera. I'm just going to turn my overhead lights off. Da, 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 da. These are the Voyagers. Do you see? That glimmer there, that's my fingers moving in front of light. Do you know what that light is? I'm going to turn the... Am I going to turn the... Yes, because there are things on the back of this. Where's the bloody light switch? That's the bloody backlight. My God. That's the backlight of the TV. We haven't seen that before. Oh, oh my. I'm going to try. Oh, there is no try, there is only do or smash. Don't be smash, don't be smash, don't be smash. Don't be smash. Oh my God. Oh my God. And again, my God, oh. There's life. So, this is the allegedly bought as allegedly fully functional board that the previous owner put in and said, I've put a new mainboard in and I still can't get it to work and I don't know what the problem is because it can't be the board. And I agreed with him and said, well, if you bought one that's fully working and you put it in and it's still got the same problem, it can't be the board, right? This is that board. This is the heat spreader off that board. Somewhere around here are the little clips that hold it in off that board. Just in case you were wondering, where's the label? There you go. You saw that in the video earlier. It is that board, which I now have to try to get there. So you can see what I'm doing, and now I can't. It is awkward videoing the soldering side of things. This is Phuxxed. No, this is... What is this? Phuxxed type NC559 ASM. It says it's no clean, it's not going to corrode things, it may contain lead, apparently putting it in your eyeballs may result in cancer and reproductive harm. Do not masturbate with this Phuxxed, seems to be what it's saying. So, I am going to put a line of Phuxxed along there. I'm going to then put a line of Phuxxed just on the corner. Well, across from its corner, because that's just the way I did the other one. I'm going to put a bit of Phuxxed there, and a bit of Phuxxed there. And this is probably too much Phuxxed, but I don't care. I'm going to take this. This is... Oh, it's trying to get up to 336. Is that 336 it said? I don't know. It's getting a little... it's getting kind of toasty. Oh, 366. Never mind. It's what I did with the last one. It's what I'm going to do with this one. And I have it... Can you tell the angle? Yeah. Well, I can't move it anyway. I can't move everything to show everything. I'm kind of just moving it across there, and you might be able to see the Phuxxed is sort of melting. In fact, you've got a better view than I have. So, melting the Phuxxed, melting the Phuxxed, melting the Phuxxed, and then I am chasing the Phuxxed around the sides. Ah! The cable got caught on the tripod. I'm chasing the Phuxxed around, and I want to get it... Really, I might even put more down the sides, because this isn't wanting to chase as much as the last one did. This syringe, by the way, didn't come with a plunger. So, I found... trying not to burn myself now. I found a AA battery. Kind of fits nicely for that. Would have been nice if it came with a plunger though, wouldn't it? Now, this is going to be way too much Phuxxed, I'm sure of it, but at least it means I have more of a chance of getting the Phuxxed underneath the chip. Which is what I'm trying to do. Somebody that actually knows what they're doing is probably looking at this and crying right now. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm probably still about to cry. This could go horribly wrong. I doubt it's going to go tremendously right. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get as much Phuxxed as possible to flow under there. Then I'm going to do this. And same again, and I'm going to hope that all those wonderful little capacitors and things don't all... Oh God, the smoke that comes off this. Oh, I soldered, but I never inhaled. And breathe. Okay, I'm going to do this side. I doubt it's the memory chip. I'm going to guess, and this is just from stuff I've read, which, you know, never trust the internet. I'm going to guess that this just gets broken balls, because balls don't like being repeatedly hot and cold. So this, again, I'm trying to concentrate the heat on the sides where the legs are, and not in the middle where the really delicate shit that probably doesn't want to be cooked is. I'm just going to do this. Yeah, the thermal expansion and contraction, to get all technical and to not just make testicle jokes. Probably what happens is things get warm and they expand, and then they get cold and they shrink. And this is true. I'm trying not to make testicle jokes, it's so hard. But when that happens over time, I think what you get is effectively metal fatigue. And because everything moved over to lead-free solder, which is a good thing, you know, less lead in the environment and in water from when things are being made and factories just pump all their ick out into the rivers and stuff, and then when things are being unmade and the ick again leaks back into the rivers. Less lead is probably a good thing, but there is the downside that lead is more ductile, I think is the word. Lead is better able to cope, I believe, with kind of being squished back and forth. And copper's also fairly good for that, whereas the tin, whatever the hell it is, solder that's used is quite brittle. So the theory is with the reflow that what you're doing is a solder ball, a solder joint that has cracked because of the brittle solder not coping up with the expansion and contraction. It just gets rejoined, it just melts it so it can reconnect with itself. I believe that's the theory. Now, I might be doing this for far too long here. I don't know, because I'm doing it at 366. I suspect this chip goes, do not ever heat me above 250. And of course, I'm not heating it above 250 if I do this fairly briefly. But the longer I'm doing this, the hotter it's going to be getting, or the closer to 366 it's going to be getting. And I may have now just completely killed it. But it was already not working, and I have one that seems to be working. I think you're supposed to do this with infrared things with focused light and guides and shields and timers, and warm it up at this cycle and then do it so long at this and then let it cool down according. I don't have any of that equipment. It probably costs millions of pounds. I just have a cheap Chinese blowy thing that I can't even get in camera because I'm zoomed in too close. I've just got one of these. Oh, it's one of these that also has one of these attached to it. But I'm not using that bit for this, as you can see. That, I think, is going to be enough because, frankly, I'm scared of overdoing it. Now let it all cool down, and then I'm going to go and put it back in the TV, and we can see if this one also now works. Right, so this is the bought by the previous owner in good faith, to sound a bit watchdoggy, bought by the previous owner in good faith, believing fully working board that was giving the same symptoms as the board he replaced, which then started working when I got it a little bit warm. You can see the flux around here, there's the label. This is the board that was in here when I first started, that should be fine, which is why I thought it was the power board. Again, it's a bit of a close my eyes, cross my fingers and hope moment for me. Deep breath. Click. I didn't hear an explosion. Can I open them? I'm opening my eyes. The LED over there has done what it seems to like to do. Nothing has gone bang. I'm going to press power on the... Bloody hell! Again, double bloody hell. It's another. These are the Voyagers of the Starship TV fix. Look at that. All I did, because I'm waving my hands around in front of the camera and you cannot see. Oh, hyperspace, rum, rum, rum. Oh, where's the light switch? All I did was what I did on the other board, which I have misplaced. This board here, I did it on that board there, and now it works. Now you explain that to me when that board there is supposedly a fully working board. Now I say now it works. I'm not doing my celebratory drink yet, my celebration or commiseration drink. I do have to put the back on this, get it on its stand, and then I've got a network cable floating around somewhere. I want to basically double check that there is life and not just light. But it's more than it was doing. And tripod's in the way. But yeah, this, I genuinely feel sorry for the previous owner. Because he said to me, you know, I don't know what I'm doing with these things. I kind of looked around, I Googled it, and I went, just go DuckDuck. He said, I Googled it, and it seemed to be the main board. I bought another main board. The price of those things, they seem to be selling for over £100 second hand on eBay. I bought another main board, I put it in. Bloody thing doesn't work. I'm at the end of my tether with it. I'm going to get another, well, he'd already got, I'm getting another TV, I've got another TV because this was a good set, but I don't know what the hell the problem is. And of course me, smugly going, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm teaching myself all of this, but I've totally seen this whole, I'm trying, I can't do it. I've totally seen that before. Oh, that's so capacitors. Which it wasn't. Oh, it's so just powerboard. Which it wasn't. It was that. I'm going to message the guy at some point and say, dude, I hope like you got a warranty or can get a refund or didn't pay too much for that board, because it was Phuxxed. You bought a Phuxxed board. No wonder you couldn't fix it, and this shouldn't happen. Sellers should be honest, or at least sell shit that works. Anyway, with that little kind of diatribe rant and sympathy for some guy that I'm really hoping he just got it for a £5 untested on eBay, because if he spent 100 quid on that, Jesus. And I will put the back on, the back. Oh, I've gone Mars attacks. I'm going to put the back on, and then flip it around, get it on its stand, and we can come back for what is hopefully the conclusion of this fix or fucks. And I'm not going to tempt fate by saying which one I think it's going to be yet. Deep breath, eyes closed, click. No bang, open the... Oh, my God. Did I just see something amiss there? I may have just seen a line down the screen. But you know, this is about getting this working from where it was. I'm going to be annoyed if it's got a line on its screen after the time and money spent on it, but I'll come back to that. Is it fixed? Is it fuxed? Well, this was going to be commiseration or celebration, and it's kind of in between. It's kind of like a commiseration. You know, it's working well enough that I'm going to say, fucks it. It's predominantly fixed. Hey, thanks for watching this far. In fact, no, genuinely, a big thank you for watching it to this point. Unless you skip straight to this point, in which case I may thank you less. But yeah, well done for watching, thank you. And did you know, did you care, that I've got a Patreon? If you didn't know I had a Patreon but you did care, guess what? Check out the description box. If you did know and didn't care, then, well, you know, thanks for watching this far anyway, and if you want to thumb a bell and smash a comment and dislike somebody's buttons, then go ahead. Or not.